We concluded the option agreement back in September of 2010. That was going to enable us to take a 60% stake in this project through a series of staged payments. And that option was contingent on us being able to procure what is known as a FTAA, which in essence is an authority that allows foreign companies to own a majority interest in Filipino assets. And of course 60% is a majority interest. Now the option in fact was two different options. There was a 40% option to acquire a stake that was held by some outside parties, and the other 20% was an option with the existing holder that will be our joint venture partner. So we were able to exercise the 40% early, and we decided to do so because based on the work that we've done so far, the drilling program we've done, we believe that this has a very significant potential to be a very important asset within Goldfields. We did set ourselves a target of about 50 million ounces of gold equivalent, which is a large deposit. And so far we haven't seen anything to indicate that we're not going to hit our target. So we felt we would exercise early and take our 40% stake. Okay,
so you've made the additional payments that have been required. With regards to the additional 20% that could also be acquired, are you now making plans with regards to the target and when you plan to acquire that?
Correct. We did in fact submit the FTAA back in November of last year. So that's now in process. And the fact that we've taken up the 40% of the 60, in other words 2/3 of the total 60%, in no way affects our ability to exercise the remaining option. So that FTAA process is ongoing. I can't tell you definitively what the time frame is going to be when the authorities and the various affected parties approve that, but we believe there is a reasonable expectation that that could be before the end of 2012.
You spoke of quite a lot of ounces that you are expecting, 50 million ounces that you're expecting from this asset, if I'm not mistaken. Give us an indication of the structure within the Philippines and the cost structure there, the payment processes, the profits. Is there a concern down the line that things could actually change given the fact that a multinational company is allowed to own majority stake in Filipino assets, as you mentioned?
We did a lot of due diligence over a long period of time. In fact, we took over 15 months before we signed this deal with our partners. We've also been exploring in the country for 3 years prior to concluding the deal. So we've got a very good idea on the ground of the situation. I've been out to the country personally 3 times since the option agreement was concluded. In fact, as recent as last month, and also went up to the site itself. So we've got a very good handle as to what's happening in the country from a regulatory perspective, from a process perspective in terms of getting this project permitted and getting it ready to go. Cost structures are competitive by world standards. It is a country that is well endowed. The project itself has got very competitive grades compared to anything else around. So far no red flags, but timing of course is something we can't predict with certainty.
Absolutely. So what about cost per ounce when it comes to gold? I know it's a copper gold asset.
It's too early. You know, we haven't done a pre-feasibility study even yet. We've done a very high-level concept study based on a 20,000 meter drilling program that we finished last year, and we plotted that into our economic model and had a brief look. But so far, all I can say to you is that the indications are this will be competitive compared to world benchmarks.
What kind of expectation do you have to revenue when it comes to the overall revenue mix by Goldfields? Do you expect that this is going to be quite a big chunk?
This could be a sizable project. And if you look at the size of the resource that I've indicated we're targeting, 50 million ounces, that's gold equivalent because it is gold and copper. That gives you an idea of what the potential is. You know, we would get 60% of that. You know, so 60% of that is about 30 million ounces. Our total reserve that we just declared literally a month ago was 80 million ounces. So this gives you an idea of the size of this particular ore body relative to Goldfields. It's a quantum change that we're looking at here. This will certainly help to redefine the company's future.